What's up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome or welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. So I am back with another reaction video. Before we get into this reaction, if you are new to the channel and you like the content, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe. Also share and like the video and hit that notification bell to be notified when I post new content. So let's go ahead and get into the reaction. Here we go.
Just move to the stuff that went viral with you, Lord Jamal. This is your stuff about Kamala Harris, which, are you surprised about the amount of pickup that got?
A little bit, yeah. But not really, because I think people are a little shocked that someone like me, you know, from a group brand Nubian that they feel is pro-black, why would I come out in support of Donald Trump or go against a Kamala Harris, who they are trying to put up as a black woman, and I don't see it.
Well, let me. I'm going to play the first of all the Barack Obama clip, and then I'm going to play the clip that you said in response to it. Let's play the two.
And you're coming up with all kinds of reasons and excuses. I've got a problem with that because part of it makes me think, and I'm speaking to men directly, part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. And you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that.
Now, before we get into proceed into this video, that rubbed me the wrong way. I just thought that was so out of line to assume that and question the male voters who are choosing to vote the way they see fit. It's almost like, you know, like I said, a chastisement thing. Like, let me get out here and regulate this so we can get these ninjas to vote the way we need them to vote. They have the right to vote the way they want to vote based on their beliefs and what they want to see from the candidates. And to get out here and do it's insane to me. I thought that was insane. I just want to say that. Whatever your thoughts are on it, you can leave it in the comments, whether you agree or disagree. But that's just how I felt about that. But baby, let's continue.
And now I want to play the clip from Lord Jamar talking about that.
Well, I feel that she's so bad that guess what? I might just go around and vote for Trump. And this is my first time saying this out loud. But y'all think you're gonna shame somebody or bully into voting for this? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And now you're gonna make me be Mr. Anti. You keep coming at me with this bull. You keep coming at me talking about, oh, it's a shame that you're not supporting a black woman. She's not black.
Now, Mark, you know, let me ask you honestly, Mark, if this had been the other way round.
And look at Mark, he's shaking his head. He's like, nah, I'm not going for it. But I mean, Lord Jamar had a point. I mean, and if that's the way he wants to vote, he shouldn't be pressured to vote or to do anything other than what he wants to do. I don't understand why other black people feel the need to try to pressure other black people into voting the way they are agreeing with them. Everybody is not the same just because they're black. Every black person does not think alike. Every black person is not looking for the same things. Just because we're black don't mean we all think alike. Once again, because it's gone a certain way for so long, they just assume that this is the way black people should move. And now that there are black people who are pushing back against that. Oh, wow, y'all, it's a problem. It's a problem. And it shouldn't be. It's crazy, but let's continue.
If this had been, hang on, Jamal, Lord Jamal, I'll come to you in a sec. I just want to get their reaction to what we've just played because it's gone viral, as I said. But Mark, you know, if it had been the other way around, if you had a former white president saying you've got to vote for Trump if you're white, you'd have gone absolutely nuts. So why is it okay for Barack Obama to order black people to vote for Kamala Harris, given how unpopular she currently is, to the extent where Trump is ahead in 5 of the 7 swing states? Why should they?
So, a couple of things. First, no one should vote for anybody based on identity politics. You should never vote for somebody because
so Obama's
they're
wrong,
black, right? Yeah, Obama's wrong. I mean, I didn't vote for him.
I love that.
Like, oh, Obama's wrong. Yeah, Obama's wrong. Yeah, so I think Obama's wrong for several reasons in that video. But Obama's not arguing that you should vote for Kamala Harris because she's black. He's arguing you should vote for them because you're black. In other words, she best represents your interests. If I were running right, and if I'm a Green Party member, right?
That's not what he was
I haven't
saying.
voted Democrat.
He was playing the race card. He was playing a skin color card. He was saying if you are black, you have a duty to vote for the black candidate.
Yes.
You don't.
Listen,
as Lil Jamal rightly said in his
saying.
furious rant about it, why?
Hold on,
why should he be told who to vote for?
Okay, first of all, Piers, again, you just said I'm bringing in the race card when the question you asked me was, should Obama be telling people to vote for people because they're black?
Obama played the race card, not you. I said Obama did.
Oh, then I misheard you. I apologize. I misheard you. I'm wrong. You're right. So to the point, Obama is saying that black people, again, I disagree with him, but let's disagree with him for the right reason. He's saying that as black people, vote your interest. Don't reject this person. As a black person, you should vote for the person that uplifts the black community. That's her. And don't let your patriarchy, don't let your hatred of women, don't let your this make you not do it. My issue with it is it frames black people and black men in particular as pathological and people who act against their interests and acts as if black men don't. Also, it's ahistorical. Black men actually do vote Democrat. I argue more than they should. So I think it's wrong for lots of reasons. I disagree with Jamar, though, my brother, calling her. And again, I heard a bleep. I've been in the hood a long time. From that context, it sounded like you were calling her the B word. I couldn't see it, but I heard it. I'm not going to vote for that. Bleep.
You can't control what other people say or do, and you may not agree with it, but you can't control what they say or do. But I want to focus on, the fact that she's a Democrat and is she voting for our best interest? A lot of things that they chose to do is not in the benefit, is not in our best interest. Let's just be clear on that. And I think some would disagree with that, but I mean, I don't see anything that was done that actually benefits us as a whole. And I think that's the issue that a lot of black people are having with this administration. And this is why you have a lot of people who have, even Republicans, people who have voted, people who have voted Democrat their whole lives are switching to voting for, a Republican or going Republican because they don't think that the Democrats are serving us in our best interest. They don't think that they're doing anything for us, but just always requesting and demanding that we vote in that way when we don't have to. People don't want to feel like they're pawns in every election cycle. That's why people are looking at this election and paying closer attention to it and not just going Democrat just because we're black. No, this administration does not serve us, and it's not serving the country at this point. From what we're seeing and the things that everybody is seeing, and they're trying to convince us that we're not seeing this and that's not what it is. Oh my God, Donald Trump is so bad, let's go a different route. When actually Donald Trump has nothing to do with this at this point because they're in office right now. So yeah, it's just crazy. Let's continue.
In real life and in music, and there's just no reason for that. She doesn't deserve that any more than she deserves to be told that she's not qualified to run a Dunkin' Donuts. Those types of comments, I think, are unnecessary, even if you might agree that black people shouldn't be sheep. How does she disrespect you?
By placating to me, by giving me word salads and all kind of nonsense, acting like she doesn't have to answer questions, being the artful dodger. That's very disrespectful.
You think she deserves to be called a B for that?
Well, listen, first of all, the platform I was on was a different kind of platform. You know what I mean? It's a much looser platform. It's more hip hop orientated. And if she wants to get down, act like she's black, well,
she is black, man. She is black. That's the other piece. I don't want to interrupt Candace. I know Candace got stuff to say. I want to hear Candace. I'm sorry. She is black, and you're being particularly hypocritical, bro.
She's not.
Bro, you've been real hypocritical.
Let me clear two things up. First of all, Piers, you had a guest on named VJ or something that said I never voted or something like that. I don't know where he pulled that out his ass from, but yes, I have voted before. I actually voted for Obama the first time around. I got caught in that nonsense. But also, that comment that you're showing me was not in response to what Obama said. I said that prior to Obama coming out trying to be the father of, black men and all this type of stuff. Right. But it was it sounded like it went with it.
It did, yeah.
But in response, listen, Barry, you're not our father, and we're not going to just, you're not going to shake the finger of condemnation at us and think that you're going to shame us into doing what you want.
Exactly. And I agree with what he's saying. And I think that's exactly what the intent was. We haven't seen them in a while. And then they come out on the campaign trail to push their agenda. And when they see, you know, the polls and it's not going the way they want to, now you have to like get us in line. And I think that is disrespectful. I think it is insulting to think that, oh, you can control us and control the vote and tell black people and black men what they should be doing. It's ridiculous. But once again, it's something that's been done for years and years and years, and they've been able to get away with it. And so they're used to that narrative. And so now, you know, it's like people are pushing back once again, and they don't like it. They don't like it because you want things to go the way you want it to go. And you want to get the outcome you want. And the people are the ones who are the ones who suffer because of it, because there's nothing, an agenda to help the people. And if it goes the way it's been, you know, it continue to go the way it's been going, this is going to be a hot mess. Let's continue.
You know, we're waking up as black people right now, and we're thinking for ourselves, and we're not just going along with the Democratic Party. First of all, I'm a registered independent, so don't act like I'm waving the Republican flag. But when it comes to leadership and all this type of thing, I don't see why we're trying to give this woman a promotion. She had one job, which was the border. She failed at that. They kept her in the background this whole time. I saw what they were going to do with her from the beginning, and I don't feel that she's the one. I'm sorry.
And by the way, you are absolutely I know, Jamal, you are perfectly entitled. I want to bring in Candace, who's been waiting patiently. I mean, Candace, this whole sort of premise, and I'm glad Lord Jamal clarified he said that before Obama spoke, although his answer clearly would have been exactly the same. The response would have been the same, because it's all part of the same thing, which is this sort of weird thing, which frankly is quite racist. There's another way to look at it, that you should judge according to your skin color.
It is fundamentally racist, and it's something that I think Black people are right to be upset about. And then there's also this. You are correct to say that there's nothing about Kamala Harris or Barack Obama, for being frank, that is Black. I covered this on my show yesterday, went through Barack Obama's history. There is something that is very cartoonish about them working to blackify a politician before they run for office. And what I mean by that is, like, Barry Soetoro, first 8 years of his life grew up in Indonesia. Okay, then he was with his white mother and his Indonesian stepfather. He then went to Hawaii, which had a population of just 5,000 Black people. 86% of them were in the military, and attended a school that is $31,000 per year. And it was all white people. He was raised by his white grandparents, the Dunhams. He's never lied about this, by the way. He then went off to college and had a white dorm mate, dated a white woman. There's nothing about Barack Obama's history that gives him, in my viewpoint, like the stepping ground to be talking to the brothers about the Black American experience. If you've ever even been to Hawaii, it doesn't even feel like America. Genuinely, it feels like we took this country from an Asian country, took this state from an Asian country. And so when you realize that, and you see how right before they run, suddenly the story changes. They drop a book and they work to blackify themselves. Obama didn't know his father, his Kenyan father, growing up, and now all of a sudden he wants to lean into this stereotype. To me, it feels like they're both wearing blackface. I can't sort through all of Kamala's various accents. There's so many of them. She's in front of a Latina crowd. Suddenly she's Selena, you know, and she's speaking like a Latina. And then she's in front of a Jamaican crowd and she's dropping man. You know, I can't deal with it. It is way too much Hollywood acting for me. Then she's got the black scent going and girl, what are you talking about? She's in front of a white crowd. She's speaking like a California Valley girl. I don't trust it. Yeah.
Listen, Candace is not lying. She is not lying. She is not lying, baby. And you know, and as far as the Barack Obama thing, I think we were all so just happy to see a Black man, you know, that could potentially be the president. And we all voted on identity politics. I did it, and many others did it. Many others did it as well, because we were so smitten with the idea that, oh my God, we'll finally have a Black president. This country is moving forward. You know, we can be proud of this, and you know, our ancestors are turning over and happy about this. And you know, people never thought they'd see the day. And so I think we were all just excited about the idea of a Black president, and we got that. And now fast forward, I think people are over it. People don't see it in the same way. They don't see him in the same way. And so when he comes out and does this speech and talk to Black men that way, that did not convince a lot of men to just go run and just still vote for Kamala. You know, in fact, it kind of made men look at him sideways even a little bit more. Well, some men, not all, and kind of look at them like, wow, okay, y'all pandering to us, and you're pandering for a reason, because you want us to vote the way you want us to vote, and nobody wants to be pandered to. Nobody wants to be shamed and forced into voting a certain way. Like he said, this type of daddy mentality, like, as if you resonate with black men so much, and that, it's a different shift. It's a different time. It's not the same as when he first ran for president. It's a lot of different circumstances, a lot of different things going on, and what they're doing is I don't think is resonating with all black people. I'm just saying. Let's continue.
Just do not trust somebody that slips that quickly through so many personalities. There was nothing about her upbringing, extraordinarily wealthy. Just she was sworn in Congress as an Indian American. Her mother is Indian. She grew up with an Indian experience and was proud of that until she ran for office for president of the United States. And that is something that I am not comfortable with. I do not accept this narrative that she should be speaking about herself as a black woman. It's not okay, and I fully reject it.
Okay, Mark, I just want to play you a quick clip of Kamala Harris talking to Roland Martin, listing all the reasons Trump is dangerous for black people. I'll get your response.
He is not looking out for folks when he was a landlord and would not rent to black families, sued for it. When he took out a full-page ad in the New York Times against those 5 teenagers, black and Latino, who were innocent, saying they should be executed in Central Park 5. When you look at the first black president of the United States, and he had birther lines, and now you look at black immigrants, legal immigrants in Springfield, Ohio, and he gets on a debate stage and says they're eating their pets.
I will say, I don't think he was referring to legal immigrants. These are people who are illegal in this country, where they are out here doing crazy stuff. I think they're misconstruing it on purpose to misinform people. Central Park 5, yes, that was not good. I was not supportive of Donald Trump with all of that. That was not a good thing. They painted him as this racist, and there's a lot in his background that would lead you to believe that that is what it is. And that Central Park 5 situation was horrible. And of course, we looked at Donald Trump like he was the devil, and nobody wanted no part. We wanted no parts of it, because that was not good. And this country is all too familiar with racism and the history of it. So of course, people looked at him like, oh, you're just another, racist man who don't like black people and this and that. That's the narrative that was painted. And so that's the focus they want to keep us on. But at the same time, a lot could be said also about Joe Biden as well. These are white men. And one is Democrat, one is Republican, but Joe Biden has said things that would allude to him being an alleged racist as well. None of these people are clean in all of this. So it's almost like they're trying to put it on him and make it seem like, oh, he's the only one that's racist and all this, when we know that that is not the case. Let's continue.
This man is dangerous.
And my question, Mark, is simply this. If he's so dangerous to black people, why is it that his popularity is growing, particularly with black men, and Kamala Harris is falling from where it was with Joe Biden, who was white?
Well, I think part of it is because of the steady disinformation and misinformation campaign. Again, I am a critic of Kamala Harris. I'm literally watching her co-sign and underwrite as vice president and on the campaign trail a vicious genocide in Gaza. I ain't got no time to support or defend Kamala Harris on a lot of issues. I think there's a very practical, pragmatic reason to vote for her, and that is to say, I don't want Donald Trump.
I think that is the problem. You don't like her. She has a lot of things that you should be really concerned about. But, just because we don't like, or you don't like Donald Trump, just vote for her as if she's much better. She doesn't seem to be much better. There's nothing that stands out about her policies that make me want to just say, I'm just going to vote for her just because I don't like him. Just because he has a history of things I don't like, I'm not going to vote him. I don't know. They keep talking about turning the page. Turn the page from what? From your policies of Biden and Harris that are already there? Turn the page means we would need to vote for somebody else. And the other candidate is Trump. If we want to turn the page on what's been happening, y'all let me know what y'all think, but let's continue.
That choice, but the people who are not are often being fed misinformation, including what's just been said by my dear colleagues here and you, Piers. You cracking it up, but a lot of it is just not true. And I'm just gonna say it real fast. First, I didn't say you said it. I said what they said. So first, the question of qualification. First, Jamar said again, she only had one job, and it's the border. That's just not true, right? That's not the only.
She was the border czar.
Vice president's lots of jobs.
And now
I'm disagreeing with the claim that she had one job, not that she didn't have that job.
She was given specific responsibility for the border, and now everyone's rushing to pretend she wasn't. The same people who literally called her the border czar on liberal shows.
I'm not disagreeing
now
with that
pretend
point.
they didn't.
Okay.
What other public job
and what
did
I'm saying
she have? Like, they kept her in the background for a reason, for a very long time.
Who's the president pro tem? Who's the president pro tem of the Senate? President pro tem of the Senate. Kamala Harris, right? Who's the domestic policy advisor? Kamala Harris. I can name 10 things that she does other than that, but I don't want to make it about that. My point is that there's lots of reasons to criticize Kamala Harris, but to frame her as unqualified.
Okay,
again,
that's a fair point. She's not unqualified.
She's qualified. Okay. You just might think she's going to make the wrong choices. My next point that she's not black. The next point that she's not.
Guys, I need to. Now, Marco, jump in. We're running out of time. Candace has to go.
Is the biggest point.
Okay, go on, make your big point quickly.
Let's talk about her blackness, please. Talk about the black experience.
Real quick. Two quick points.
Quick, Mark, quick, because Candace has to go.
Mark is salivating, child. He really trying to drive it home and get his point across. Lord, have mercy. Let's continue.
The blackness point is what's crazy here to me, right? First of all, the idea that she puts on, they're not personalities, they're codes, and black people code switch from place to place. Wait till you hear me talk to my accountant later. Wait till you hear me talk to my agent later, like, yo, why'd you put me on Piers? Just kidding. Wait till I talk to the people at the local soul food spot. They all gonna be different. Wait till I say peace to the gods and earths in New York. It's gonna be a different conversation. Black people talk differently. When someone says that's my aunt, they're not lying because they don't have shared blood. Black people call people auntie. That's fictive kinship. That is blackness. Going to Howard is a black experience. Pledging AKA is a black experience. And lastly, Jamar, for somebody who is a 5%er who believes that, and I respect your belief, but to believe that the black man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, the father of the civilization, the god of the universe, who came from North America by himself from Saudi Arabia. You believe that person is black, but somebody who went to Howard ain't? Come on, bro.
Okay, I'm going to leave the final word to Candace before we have to end. Candace, what's going to happen on November the 5th? Well,
since
3
code
weeks
switching
away.
is normal, since code switching is normal in the black community, Piers, I'm going to speak to you like this because this would be totally normal if I put on a UK accent. And it's been
I know where you get that from because you're married to a Brit.
Thank you so much for. Thank you so much for having me, and I can't wait to run for president and just put on a different accent every time I speak to someone else.
I thought that was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious, child. But listen, a lot of great points made. At the end of the day, it's up to you. It's your decision on how you want to vote, who you believe, who you don't believe. I respect everybody's choices, however you want to spin it. But, just for me, my opinion, I think, we have to be very careful. And I just see things differently now. And I don't think a lot of black people are easily swayed to vote the way they want them to vote than they were years ago. And I think people have the right to decide or change their minds. It's totally up to you who you want to vote for. And I respect your choices. And I just want people to respect mine. A lot of this is very interesting to me. As every election cycle is interesting. And this one in particular is more interesting than some of the past ones, but it happens all the time. So people are very into their politics. People are, get rowdy around this time. And it's to be expected, but y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments about all of this. What's your thoughts on this election, Kamala Harris, Donald Trump? I want to hear your thoughts. We don't have to agree, but I definitely want to hear your opinions and your thoughts on all of this. Definitely chime in the comments, you guys. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.